Hi there, in this tutorial we're going to take our line chart that we created in the previous tutorial and we're going to make our visualization easier to read so that at the end our line chart will look something like this, which is much better than what we have at the present time. So where we left off, we had used pandas to read in a CSV file and turn it into a data frame. As you can see, if I click on Variable Explorer, it tells me the data frame that I created is called Koala. If I click on that, it will show me it's a two-dimensional array. The index are the column headings along the top, and down the side the index is the location of each of the rows. Notice our index starts at 0, which is typical of arrays and also typical of data frames. You can see that there is a lot of information that's not appearing. When it doesn't appear, it comes up as NaN or NaN inside of a data frame. At this stage, we don't need to worry too much about that. If we do some other sorts of interrogations later on, we may need to do something with the NaNs to clean up our data set. So that's the data frame. It looks very similar to our Excel spreadsheet, and we can do some mathematics with it as well using Python, but we're not going to at the moment. We've also asked pandas to create a series which is a one-dimensional array. If I take a look at that, our one-dimensional array simply has details related to how many times unique elements within the adult fate column appear. And as you can see, hospital appears many times, left alone appears almost 10,000 times, and so on. Notice pandas, instead of the index being 0 through to 6, in this case, choosing unique elements as the index. And that will be useful for us in a little while. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our line chart a lot more visually appealing, because visualization is an important aspect of looking at data and making it available for people to understand without too much effort. Now, in order to do that, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to give our chart a title just by typing this line. As you can see, our title now appears, Adult Koala Fate, so we have a little bit more information about what our chart is actually about. We can also put in X label and a Y label. Okay, so now I know that this is how many of each of the fates below appear. So hospital is over 20,000, left alone is somewhere here. It looks like about almost 10,000, and it equates to these. If I don't have font size equals 18, which I don't need to have, you can see what happens. So I'll run it again. You can see Adult Koala Fate has gone to its default size, which looks to be about 12 or 14. So this font size is an attribute of the pld.title method, and as you would expect, Adult Koala Fate or a string of characters would be expected within our title as well. And same goes for the X label and the Y label. We have our chart looking alright. The problem with it is that down the bottom where all the ticks are, so above hospital and left alone and these little lines coming down that are called ticks, the labels underneath the ticks run into each other, which is not a good look. So to change that, what I could do is something like this. X ticks font size equals, instead of 14, let's make it 10 and see how that looks. So we'll run that, and it has made no difference at all. If I make our font size smaller still, make it 6. Alright, so that looks alright, but I can't really read the tick labels. This isn't really the best way to go. What I can do is I can make my font size back up to 14, and I can also, using another of the attributes of the plt.xticks method, I can say rotation equals 90. And then if I run it, okay, I'm much happier with this. I can read what each of the ticks relates to, and they're a nice size. They don't run into each other, and I'm happy with this. Okay, thanks for watching this tutorial. In the next one we're going to go on and we're going to create a different type of chart. This time we're going to create a bar chart. So you'll see how to do that, and we'll continue with our Python work.